Yo, 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 yo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, if you are now tuned in, you know what hour, what minute, what second it is. We are back once again. It's me, it's your friend, it's that DOOGIFRANCHISE. Yes, serene the place to be. And you know it's show off season, and I am not alone. As you can see, I got a special guest with me. Now, if you don't now, you're going to know because guess what? He's been on the show before. Not once, but twice. And he's also done an Instagram special, which got some cool views. This is I call him the music maestro, the music paradox maestro. You know, the man doesn't wear watches because his style is timeless. He is known as Reginald Bennett Jr. I call him Reggie. And I am glad to have you back, sir.
Yo,
Welcome back.
thank you, sir. Peace, Doogie. Peace, everybody out there. Show off season. So happy to be here, Doogie. You're amazing. Every time I hear that intro, I smile because I it just makes me feel so good. I don't deserve any of it, but I certainly appreciate all of it and your enthusiasm.
Nah, it's much deserved. Much
It's
deserved.
beautiful, brother. Yo,
It's all right. So let's catch people up
right.
because this is like the first time we've done this interview since like technically the first interview, and a lot has changed. A lot has changed because it was like we knew nothing of each other at the time.
Yeah.
This is like
Yeah.
this is like it's like what was it 4 5 like 2021. So this is like years in the making.
Yeah,
Like
4 years later.
yeah.
4 years later. It's like a whole college experience. We got a degree together. I feel like we graduated together. Or close. Yeah, graduation weekend is upon us. Yeah, Dookie. It's been an incredible 3 or 4 years. 4 years, and our time together has been, so fruitful. It's been the thing I didn't really see coming. And one of the things I didn't see coming in my life was having you in it, and to be able to work with you so closely and to learn and build from one another every day has been one of the highlights for sure of the last 4 years of my life. So
Thank you. Same. I've learned a lot from you, and I appreciate every moment. Like it's my friends know of you, and only like one of them met you. So it's like, yeah, this man, this the guy right here. That's the mentor. Like I like a lot of stuff you teach me here. I bring outside in life. So I'll just be like,
yeah,
from,
I'm honored by that. Yo, same here, Doogie. You know what I mean? Same here, man. Like, yo, so we work together, with it, as educators, and so you are constantly teaching me, constantly. So I'm always going home with a jewel that I learned from you or something I picked up from our work together. It's really impacted me a lot.
thank you. Same here, man. Let's talk about some of the things that like occurred a little bit. Like you did theater for a while. You did some theater. Like
Yeah.
I remember, you're a classical singer, which is awesome, and you've done shows, a lot of shows, and then at one point you ended up getting back into theater with a play.
Mhm.
And I remember you came in telling me, "Yo, I'm in a play, and I gotta dance."
Right.
so
Whoa. Yeah, PTSD. Yeah, man. I got two left feet, but I was trying, man. I was trying my hardest, man. Yeah. So about I guess this is nearly 3 years ago now, I was in a production of Ragtime with Bergen County players out in Oradell, New Jersey, Bergen County, New Jersey, and great company. They've been around for I think this is year 101 or something like that. They've been around for a long time, and they were doing a Ragtime production, and I knew the music director of the show, so he had asked me to come out and audition, and yeah, I hadn't been in a musical since high school. I just didn't tell them that. so I'd been in touch with productions and recitals and operas. Nah, I hadn't stepped on a musical theater stage since I was in high school, which was a little while ago. So yeah, it was dusting off cobwebs in real time and trying not to show how much I was trying to make up for lost time. But good, beautiful experience, so great. It's so great to be back in the theater proper, met a lot of good people, made so many friends, and it sparked something in me that hasn't stopped. So I'm still working in theater. I'm still, I did several other shows after that. I started writing a show, which was wonderful, and it just got me back into that process, that beautiful working process that an actor has, that commitment to character. And I just found myself just um, in a headspace I hadn't been in a long time. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, two-part question. One, out of the shows you've done, which one was your favorite? And the second part, doing all these shows, did you learn anything new about yourself and like in particular that you can take with you everywhere?
Hmm? Um, there's been so many shows. I've had a lot of favorites. I mean, kind of going from this recent run of shows. Um, Ragtime was fantastic. That was a great show. It's the way it's written really lends itself to a lot of different kind of musical styling. So being a classical singer, I appreciated the composition. It was operetta almost, very much actually. So you could really sing like full voice, big full voice, and then there's all this ragtime. So it's Joplin inspired, the whole thing, and so you get this beautiful music, this rhythmic music, African music. Um, there too, and then that brings in like spirituals and gospel, and ragtime takes place in 1903, turn of the century, and so that time in American music history is just such a robust time. There's so many things happening, and so that in the emerging of new styles, and from field music, spirituals to blues to ragtime, which was in between that, and to the experimenting with what is now R&B and soul and like rock and roll. All of that was happening, really uh, in its infancy at that time. So and then of course the social issues which were taking place was tremendous. So that play hit for me for all those reasons. Musically, so interesting. Social context, there was a lot to delve into, a lot to compare to now, and so I found that piece just super engaging, a great cast, and a great experience.
Okay. Anything you learned from these experiences, like something you learned about yourself, or something that you've learned that I can take this with me wherever I go because I've now like got this built into me, or relearned about yourself.
Yeah, one, I think I can actually dance a little bit. I can. I wasn't giving myself enough credit for that before. I mean, look, I was on vacation in the Bahamas on the beach working on my choreography because I was that paranoid about not getting it. But I worked as hard as I could, and most shows I got that mostly right. um, so I felt good about that. I felt it gave me more confidence as a stage actor to know that I could sing and dance and act, and I just wasn't gonna I had more than just a voice to offer that stage. So that was great, and I think for me, just trying something at a different phase of life just showed me that there's always an opportunity to do that, to return to something that you loved once upon a time, or something that you were passionate about, and something that you still are interested in, or maybe just to commit yourself to a new interest. It's never a bad time to try a new opportunity. So I was thankful that I gave myself that chance to do that, because from there, you start to think about what else do I want to try, or what else do I want to maybe return back to. So it's been influential in that way.
Okay, cool, cool. So, all right, I see you. We're gonna turn the page into a bit of some education. I see you as a futurist educator. Like you, you're you're traditional, but you know what goes on the head. Especially you, you don't you make the space adapt to you by building what you need into it. So like, has like what like teaching wise have changed for you when it came to like approaching for teaching that made you such a futurist?
Like over the last
Yeah,
several years, is what I'm
yeah.
saying. I think well, first off, again, Dwayne, the way you lead into a question, bro. Like, come on, man. I don't even know if you're talking about me. Like, who are you talking about, man? But I appreciate it. I love you. We both work very similarly. You know, we both have um, foundations in practice,
Mhm.
and that's, I think, for me where the impetus is like, man, to do it. What does it feel like to actually do it? And so I think about probably the end user a lot. I work in backwards design a lot. So sometimes it's like make it or do it or create it or experience it. And then we're gonna map it out. Like we're gonna sequence it from back to front. Um, that's been a way forward for me. It's helpful because sometimes I don't know how we're gonna get there. Just to be honest with you, I know what I want, and I think I know what would be a good fit for the students who we serve. But I don't always know like how do I get there, and it's certainly not a direct path. Oftentimes, um, so I think just giving ourselves the freedom to work that way, to not be inundated with like having to know all the answers that the entire time, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable to the discovery process and be open to it and be a part of it. I think that's how so much of this has gotten built up around here. It's partly thinking, all right, I have this goal and I have this many people who need to achieve this goal, and everybody's gonna needs to achieve this goal maybe a little differently. We need to all get to the goal or a version of the goal. But what are the tools that's going to allow everybody here to get there? And that's where all the consideration comes. And so you think, okay, this person needs assistive technology. This person needs a color coded notational system. This person needs to be able to touch like a touch screen or that modality to be able to access it. This person needs a microphone to be able to hear themselves phonate. Um, because they can make sound, but maybe they can't really hear the sound they're making over the other sounds around them. So they need a microphone. So it comes with, just practice, and then also, education. I've been very fortunate to receive high quality education. And so you take these theories that you learned and develop them and then apply them to what you do. And then you start to develop your own theories too, which is awesome. You can kind of build on your own thought process, and that's what we do a lot in here.
Yeah, it's funny. Someone once told me that, like, what is it? Discovery is it's kind of like getting lost, but also, oh, damn it, I forgot the second part. It was like you discover something while getting lost into something because you find out something new.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were going one way and then you found out, oh no, this wasn't on the map, but this works
Mm-hmm.
better than it. So like you have a science to your creativity that I learned where it's like, yo, let's try this out, let's do this, and I love it because it always like it keeps me going like, all right, what's next and what can I do it? That's what like you people can't see our setup right now, but this was an experiment setup based off like stuff we've done in here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for that too, because
Yeah,
that's the lead.
man, my honor, man.
So based off your last question and answer, let's take it back to 2021 in our first interview. As we spoke, we talked about self-talk and belief in one's unique vision. This was a quote from you, like like you one believe in one's unique vision because it might not be what it is for the time, but if you believe in it, it will work and works up. And how do you feel about that now from 2021 to 2025 to this day? What does that look like for you on your current timeline in your journey?
Hey, you make me sound like I know something, man. Yo, nah, it's always been that. It's always been about kind of standing on in your own path and um, allowing that path to take you to on your respective journey. I always, because somebody else's path is not really going to work for you. It's not, even if some of it kind of works, some of it could work for you, like, but there's such a point that you're like, well, that is distinctly for that person, and this is not, it's not going to work for me. And so I've just found it like a lot easier to just be strong in what your inspiration was. Be strong in that. Like be strong in that, man. And more than like not letting anybody else take you off that path, like see what that path really is. Like what does that path actually look like for you? Like because your path oftentimes starts off as a combination of paths that you know of. Okay, this person's path, this person's path. But then my thing is like it starts to become very unique. It starts to become really have its own ethos, its own world. And that to me then becomes interesting. Like, man, like you get to build your own world really. And I think that's to me it. I think after a while you see what worked, you see what didn't work. You know, you have an opportunity to assess things. Um, because you know your own path doesn't mean that you don't modify it, you don't make changes to it along the way. That's important too. But that's a life skill too. You learn to you learn to adjust and adapt, but still having the idea of what you had in mind. You know, it's that's important. Because there's a time where you sit with yourself and you feel proud that you gave yourself that opportunity to think in the way that you think, to approach things in the way that you do. And you find that after a while that there's a place for that in the world, whether it's in your classroom or in your community or in your, you know, thought leadership group or within your family or wherever it is. There's a place for that niche that you've created. And you'll find that maybe it's something that other people enjoy too.
All right. Nice. Can I let's ask some fun questions. Let me ask you a fun question. If your life had a soundtrack, what three songs would be on it and why?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You always got like these impossibly
Yeah.
amazing questions to answer. I would say, okay, just looking at the front door main source, it is, I think that record came out in 88, something like that. I was at the NSO in Beacon, New York. I grew up in Beacon. DJ Cyrus, back then he was Supreme, DJ Supreme, local celebrity DJ, like Beacon's finest DJ. Cy had to be like, I don't know, he was a teenager. And anyway, that was the spot, man. That was the local hangout Friday night community center. And the first time I heard looking at the front door, I had to be like, I was a kid and I was young, real young, under 10, young. And I just never felt like that before. I don't know. And then the bass line, the way the bass line drops, and then those drums are so dusty, and then it's fast, so you're dancing, and it's everything about that record is dope. And then Pro is telling such a fly story about heartache. You don't really think that song is about heartbreak, like because it's dope, and you're moving to it. And you saw a breakup song, so looking at the front door, legendary. It's a song that grows with you too. As you get older, you like, oh, I was a shorty when I heard that. I don't know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? And so anyway, that's dope. Love that. I think another one for me, um, probably Blue and Green off of Miles Davis, Kind of Blue album, Blue and Green, beautiful, like ballad that he did, and that Bill Evans is on that. Coltrane is on that album. Just a legendary album. I listen to that song like ad nauseum. I listen to that song so often. We know it note for note. Me and my brother, note for note. We know what all the little pauses are doing, and then it became beautiful to find like the alternate versions of that record because back then they would record several versions of a record, but only one would usually get released. And so with these re-releases, you hear different versions of the songs. So it's like meeting somebody, like meeting a companion or something like that for the first time again, something like that. So I love those moments. And then all music that makes me think about my mother. My mother was prolific in my life. She was my prime inspiration. She gave me the life that I have today. It all goes to her. So with that third is many, honestly, man. She was huge Shaka Khan fan, so anything from Shaka Khan I love. Patty Austin, Guess What I Saw Today, Go Away Little Boy, I mean, those beautiful, beautiful. She was Roberta Flack, love Roberta Flack. So anything off the Chapter 2 album, all those albums, Blue Lights in the Basement album, First Take, all those albums, just beautiful. Reverend Lee, beautiful, beautiful music. That folk and soul combination that Miss Flack brought to everything. Um, Quincy Jones, the Dude album came out in '91. That had like Razzmatazz on it. It had James Ingram on it, 100 Ways. Had Patty Austin on it. These beautiful singers that my mom put me on to. Whitney Houston, my favorite singer is Whitney. So early Whitney, beautiful records. I still think I believe the children of the future. I think that's a fly. I think that's such a fly record. Not just because it's what she's saying is so beautiful when you have that combination of lyric and voice and musicality. It's timeless. So, come and talk to me about Jodeci, another record. My mom would play that record all the time. I never heard her listen to hip hop. Really, never, not really. She like Melly Mel on Shaka Khan record, Feel For You. She would, Shaka Khan. She would rock that. But Come and Talk to Me was the first record with like a real hip hop beat, that remix. And so there's a range, man. A lot of music inspires me.
Okay, nice. All right, let's wind down a little bit. Before we go, any like words of wisdom that you would give to the people out there inspired to do anything, teach, any creatively, anything, words of wisdom that they can just run with?
Sure. Be kind to yourself. I think that's really important. Life has challenges in it, and there are enough things in life that present difficulties for us. So, be kind to yourself. Be kind to your heart. Speak kindly to yourself. Lift yourself up. Give yourself encouragement. Be your own best friend. Try to have meaningful communication or experiences with yourself. We've been talking about discovery and all these things. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself up. I find that oftentimes when we can find kindness in our hearts, it helps us. It helps us to respond to the world in our best way. It gives us a chance out here in the world because you told yourself that you could do it, that it was for you, that you are good enough, that nothing really is unattainable. We make achievable goals, but it's all possible. I just learned right before we started, Doogie. I just learned I got into Fordham University for a PhD program.
Congratulations!
Thank you, Doogie.
Congratulations!
Thank you,
Congratulations!
Thank you,
Nice.
So I let that one out. Yo, I've been working. I got rejected 3 times. Let me say that to everybody. Let me say that. Rejected 3 times. You know what I mean? So, but I believed in myself, man. And even when it was real hard, even when those rejection letters were tough to take in, you start questioning, you start doubting, of course. But so I would say that just believe in yourself and be kind to yourself. And, it can happen for you.
That's nice. That's very beautiful. And that got me like a little choked up and inspired right now. So where can people find you? Like any socials where they can reach out to you for like anything, say, collab, work with?
So the main way is probably right now on Instagram, at Reggie Bennett Music. That's the best way to get at me. And you can just hit me directly and I'll hit you back. I'm in process of kind of reworking all the media stuff. So there's ways the best way to catch me is that way.
All right.
On Instagram.
Copy. All right. Thank you for coming on again. Once again, thank you.
Thank you, man. And I really didn't get a chance to speak in detail about what it is to work with you, and maybe that's for the next one. But working with you is a dream. All this talk about building, spaces and engineering, environments and things. that doesn't happen on its own. I've been at this for a while, and it doesn't happen on its own. You need to have a team. You need to have collaborators and people who inspire you, people who meet you where you are, people who bring their own talents and traditions and intelligence to the space. And Doogie, I can't tell you, man, you've been just such a catalyst for good here, and you've really given me so much more to think about and explore. And you taught me so much. You teach me so much. You are masterful in media. You are masterful in working with young people and getting out some very sophisticated, kind of high end details, and you're able to communicate that to them in a way that they understand. And then I take on your language. I take on your style. So we are very much partners in what we're doing. I'm honored to work with you every day. You show up positive, every day. What we do isn't easy. Special education music, special education in anything is not easy. But we don't leave here feeling like it was hard all the time. And so um, we find moments to make beauty out of what we do throughout this day. And you're just incredible. So thank you.
Thank you. I've working with you. I've gotten way more creative than I, especially this year. Like, Jordan, all that. So I thank you back once again. That's why every time you say yo, thank you, I say no, thank you, thank you.
My pleasure, brother. I think it's mutual appreciation over here. So show off season, baby.
Show off season.
Yeah.
And on that, if follow me, first follow Reggie at Reggie Bennett Music on IG. Yep. You can follow me at DOOGIFRANCHISE. Yeah, that's long, but that's where you can follow me. Also, the podcast, SoundCloud, Apple Music, anywhere where you can find podcasts. I do have a YouTube, which is also the same as my name, DoogiFranchise, which you can catch the video for this. And also, I have a second IG called DFP13 Plan, which is just creative video projects. Right now, I got like four sneakers that I shot, and I'm going to put up more videos on there too of just creative stuff that I just try to get out of my head. So just giving you a heads up on that. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you adieu. Goodbye and good night.
Yeah, man. Oh, shit. Nice work.